What's shaking, bacon? I'm Joni Simon. I've been a professional food photographer for over a decade now, and recently had a live stream with Terry Campbell and all about AI, food photography, and kind of what we're seeing in the industry right now. And so since then, I've been receiving a lot of questions about AI and tools and how to use things. And we have one such question that came in here today, and I thought, let's go ahead and answer it, make a little video here for the YouTube, but also post it over on my dedicated Substack, the Bite Shot with a Y, because I'm cheeky like that. I'm going to be sharing AI specific content over there, some of it written, some of it video. Certainly the video content that's relevant will end up here on YouTube as well. But if you want to go even further in depth and also catch the notes from this little session and other additional thoughts, feel free to hop over to Substack with us. I'll have that linked down below. And if you're on Substack, awesome. So glad to see you here. This question came in from Isabel, and she said, hey, I have a question about Nano Banana. When I upload a high resolution photo and make some edits, the downloaded image loses quality. Any idea how I can fix that? Thanks. This is a great question. So I've mentioned Nano Banana before. I played around with it. And so I thought, let's go ahead and show you the full workflow here. I'm going to be using images that I captured for my blog earlier this week, thedinnerbell.recipes. If you want to go check it out. This is my chicken chili verde recipe, and I liked the images well enough, but kind of was just getting through it. And despite having done this kind of work for a long, long time, there's certainly moments when after the shoot's over, you're like, what would have made that better? And so in looking at this photo, it's fine, it's great, but I thought, what would really bring out the greens, especially that this is a chili verde green that includes some sort of complementary color scheme. And so thinking about pinks, and I don't know, there's just something that struck me like I want to stick with the tile, but let's go for like an even more interesting pattern of tile. Let's do a ceramic hexagonal tile. So we're going to use Nano Banana, which is an AI model from Google that you can use directly through nanobanana.ai. That's a website, or you can use it like we're going to do here through Google AI Studio or any number of third-party applications that are utilizing the Nano Banana model to process images. And it generates images for the most part. I utilize it by taking an existing image, like something that I've actually captured, and then something that I want to manipulate about that image that would be maybe really difficult to do in Photoshop or would be time intensive or complicated, like swapping out an entire background, which we're going to do. And so I'm here at Google AI Studio, and when you come into it, it's going to be all this gobbledygook. All you want to do is try Nano Banana right here, and we're going to go ahead and select Nano Banana. There's all sorts of, again, models of all sorts coming out, and we're going to see the continued changes and updates and new things coming out. But right now, this is what we're doing for today. So now to take an existing image that you want to make changes to, as opposed to like just creating something from scratch, which you can do through prompting right here. But I want to take an existing image and make changes to it. And so you grab your original image or the JPEGs. It's not a raw processor, so make sure that you've processed the images. Essentially, I did the photo shoot, did all the edits inside of Capture One as I usually would. I have all of the images, all the variations. And so now what I'm going to do though, I want to start by changing this photo right here. So all I have to do is drag it and then go ahead and add my prompt, my written prompt of what I want changed in this little box here and hit generate. Now I'm going to go ahead and take you into the conversation, the chat. This is going to be familiar if you have interacted with ChatGPT or with Claude, the way they organize the conversations. So I've got a little conversation right here of when I dropped in the image, and let's walk through the prompts I did and the changes I made, and ultimately to get to a new photo, and then how I ultimately upscaled that photo, which I don't do inside of Google AI Studio. But let's go ahead and go back up to the top here, and we see here's the image. I dropped it in and I said reduce the contrast of this image and preserve more of the white tone so it's not as washed out. Also swap the background to a pink hexagonal ceramic tile, which I just, again, that was like sort of this vision after the shoot. I'm thinking the pink's really going to make that green vibrate a lot more, and sure enough, dadgum, look how cool that is, right? I love it. That's like exactly what I was envisioning. And so that was great, and I clicked into it and I downloaded the image. But the problem was that image that downloaded is 768 by 1344, which actually would be probably fine for my blog. But if you wanted a higher resolution version of this image, again, for a client or for printing or, any other purposes where you'd want that higher res, that ain't going to fly. And so I asked ChatGPT, I was like, can I upscale inside of Google AI Studio with Nano Banana? And it's like, sure you can. And so I went in and I said, I went ahead and grabbed a higher resolution, like the original high resolution version of this file, dropped it in and said, do the same exact edit, but higher resolution. And so it did the edit again. Lovely. Love to see it. And I then downloaded this. And that's the size on this one, roughly the same. It's a slightly different crop. So again, the difference in the resolution there, but regardless, like still a smaller web-sized ready image. So what do we do? Well, then I was like, ChatGPT, that didn't work. And it's like, be specific with the pixel count. So I'm like, okay, great. Generated at this. And what did it do? Let's see. Did it do it? Nope. We've still got 832 by 1248. It's keeping it at that size. And so ultimately I'm like, okay, yet another case of when ChatGPT doesn't know everything. There's been plenty of situations as of late, folks have been coming and saying, well, ChatGPT said, and I was like, ChatGPT doesn't know everything. It's a predictive model. It is not an all-knowing being. And so now I can take this image though, that we have downloaded, and I can upscale it in an upscaling application, which we're going to do in a moment. But first I was like, can I now take these changes that I like in this image, but there are other images in that blog post. Can I apply that to other images? And so I was like, okay, let's see what happens. Will it be consistent? Because I have had issues in the past with it being inconsistent. Like it'll do great on one photo and then I bring in another photo and it's like, meh, meh. So I went ahead and brought in the horizontal version of it. So just said very simply, apply the same changes to this photo. Whoop-pow. Now, I did have to do twice, like regenerate. The first run of it, it was not cute. It had like this phantom bowl over here, and this was sort of split oddly because it sort of tried to merge the original vertical version with the horizontal. It wasn't great. So I was like, well, let's go ahead and hit the rerun. So I reran it, and it was closer, but some things were still off, and so I reran it again. So if you run into a situation where you're like, it's close, but not quite, just hit that rerun button. Very helpful. And so then I was like, okay, let's do one more image then, because now I've got this 3/4 perspective. Let's go ahead and apply the same exact changes to that photo, and voila, it did. And I love this. I love this pink tile. I wish I had this pink tile background. I don't, but now I have it in my images. But ultimately, it does not seem that there is currently a way inside of Google AI Studio or Nano Banana to upscale those images. What you're going to want is to use some sort of upscaler application. There are kind of two primary ones that you can look at. We have Topaz, which is here up on the screen, and then there is also Magnific, which I would say, and if you are experienced in this realm and you have thoughts, I would love to hear them. Feel free to share in the comment section. Topaz, I have been familiar with for years. I mean, I probably first encountered it 7 or 8 years ago as an application that could solve issues with focus. Like, when you just don't quite nail it and you're like, I just want to sharpen it up. It was a software that you could do that with, among other things. And they have this really great ability now to upscale images. This is a paid application, but if you're doing a lot of this work, that may make sense. They do have a free little trial that you can play with, which we're going to do here. But to me, Topaz is going to be more applicable if you are taking real photographs like I've just done and manipulating them in AI, and then you want to upscale them, versus Magnific is going to be more of an application in situations where you are doing purely AI generated images and you want to make changes to that. So again, you can kind of weigh the two. If you have used both and have a perspective, feel free to share it in the comments. We are on the bleeding edge of all this technology, and so share with your friends, right? But so what I'm going to go ahead and do is upload, and then you can see it's uploaded, and then we have this upscale factor option. Do we want a 1x it, 2x it, 4x it? And here is that resolution sizing. So let's go ahead and take it 4x, because that's actually comparable to probably what this image would be if it was a full resolution image. We also have options for sharpening, denoise, most of which I usually do inside of my edit. And so I'm just going to go ahead and leave that there and hit render, and it's going to think and do its little magic. Now it is all done. And so we've got a little before and after that we can play with. Like if we really zoom in here and we can go before and after. Oh, that's pretty obvious, right? Before, fuzzy, after. sharp as a tack. And so if I'm all good to go, then I'm going to go ahead and hit that download button right there. And let's double check that we've actually got the correct resolution. Here she is. Double check the size of this. How big are you? And right there in our EXIF data, we have 4992 by 3328. Good to go. But now, obviously, technology being what it is and things moving incredibly fast these days, if there are other tools or ways or methods or workflows that you're familiar with, I would love to hear about those. Feel free to drop those in the comment section. But if you want to stick along with my AI adventures and new things that I'm discovering and playing with and experimenting with, feel free to subscribe to the Substack. I'll, of course, again, share the video content over here on YouTube. But thanks for stopping by the studio. I hope you have a fantastic day. You stay out of trouble, and I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.